G'day guys, Big right here. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm working on this '05 now, A8, '05 A8, and it's got a bad wheel bearing. And you know, it took quite a while to figure out which side it was. We knew it was in the back. I had to drive over to my friend and get it in the car because otherwise I wouldn't know. I mean, I had a hunch it was this one, but testing, we were not 100% sure. We were pretty sure it was the left side, and I'm really happy that I took apart the left side first, because yeah, that's the one. So sometimes it's very bad. The noise would transfer to the other side. I had a slight hunch it was this side, because when I would lean against that door front side, there seemed to be more vibration than on the other side, but it was hard to track down. And since these are always rusted up, and it's hard to remove those bolts, to remove this flange from the other one. This is steel and the hub is aluminum. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking everything apart and put it on the ground, and then I can work on it. Sometimes it's just easier to do that. So took apart the toe angle adjustment bar that goes in here, slide it out of there. So now only got left is one bolt there. I remove all the cabling for the ABS sensor and the parking brake module, the parking brake motor. So I'm gonna take the whole thing apart, and then I can set it nicely, and I can swap the bearing for the new one. There you go. Now heaps of room, and now I've got a Delorean, a very luxurious Delorean, so I can fly back to 2015 and get my hoverboard. So now what I can stuff some stuff underneath, so it would not jiggle like this. It's still attached to the car. Not really. I'm leaving it like this because I got some purchase on it here, and it's gonna hold it when I'm torquing these bolts down. Well, removing them and putting them back, and I can stuff something underneath to hold it, and I can dash those bolts, the center of those bolts, so I free the wheel bearing, because these get really stuck. Steel inside a aluminum housing, galvanic corrosion. Yeah, you got a recipe for disaster. So I'm just gonna do that. So yeah, let's go. I got it. Maybe it's gonna just fall out. Yeah. We are allowed to dream. That's the only thing we have left. So maybe it's just gonna fall out. That would be enough to get that thing started. These are free, but the other ones are they're pretty bad. I'm gonna put a little PB blaster. I prefer PL100, but yeah, I got PB blaster now. So. I'm gonna sew this thing up. All right. All in one. And there you go. That's how you get those out. So you tell me, what's easier? Beating on it from the other side, damaging this hub? I mean, I'd rather damage what I'm replacing, like the bearing in the boats. So I don't like getting with a chisel. Most people, they get into a chisel right here, but then it damages the hub. This is aluminum, so it's going to dig into the aluminum before it digs into the bearing. What you want to do is you want to damage the bearing. If you want to damage anything, if you need to damage anything, you'd rather damage the bearing and the bolt which you are replacing. So that's how you get those out. The least amount of damage to component you're keeping. That's the way I see it. So now this thing is out. This guy's gonna get a good used one from a part car that I had. They bought and put in pieces, and it's gonna last him a long time. He's gonna save a lot of money. So they seldom go bad. They're pretty good bearing to start with. Well, if you buy the high quality bearings, if you buy the cheap stuff, well, and I keep replacing those. But considering the suspension on these bearings don't get beat up on as much, because I mean, it's softer, and the computer can tell when the shock is going to be too much, and it releases the pressure in the dampers. So those bearings, they last a long time. There we go. That's our bad one. It's bad. As bad as can be. Yep, shot. So I'm gonna put a good used one on there that has low miles on it, so good. And now I gotta clean, you know the drill, clean all that up and put the new stuff in. Then it's gonna put all the suspension back. This car needed an alignment to start with anyways. This wheel is not properly aligned, so I'll align it as best as I can, and then they're gonna go in a rack, and then we'll get this done perfectly. So, yeah.